over the deep long on fence, and a big six it is as well.
A big six it is as well. Welcome. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sports Spotlight right here on Radio Azad, where your voice matters. Every Sunday morning, we bring to you all things sports right here on Radio Azad with your host, Rizwan. And things are cooking. Things are going to get going very quickly. We've got a fun packed 2 hours. I was about to say a little less than 2 hours now, about an hour and 54. But hey, we're going to try to maximize that time that we have here as much as possible. Thank you for those of you who tuned in to our YouTube simulcast. Thank you for those of you who are listening in on radioazad.us. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and download the app. The apps are available both for iOS as well as Android devices. So get all of that going. And in a minute, I'm going to be joined by my good buddy and the cricket analyst, Rahul Vats. He's going to be calling me right here on the airwaves of Radio Azad. I hope he is, unless something has come up. I know that it's going to be a little more. Hold on, just 1 second. Confirming right now. Okay, I just got a message from Shep as well that he's gonna get pulled into something. He might be joining us, but it's looking a little dicey. No worries. I will talk all about Ryan Day and Ohio State and Indiana and that game that took place yesterday. But hey, for the time being, we're going to get things cooking by focusing on the cricket world. So the spotlight is shining brightly on the cricket world. Specifically, let's start in a little bit when Rahul joins me. We're going to talk about the big match between South Africa and India. But for now, we want to talk about the Ashes and what's going on there. And just to set the stage, I'm going to go ahead and work backwards. I'm going to tell you where we stand right now. In a somewhat surprising result here, right? I say surprising because, look, Australia is strong, but so is England when it comes to Test cricket. And that first match wasn't really as competitive as you would have liked, as you would have thought. I say that in spite of the first innings being England getting bowled out at 172 in their innings, but then coming back and getting Australia all out at 132. But then Australia got England all out at only 164 more. So thus they had a 200-ish, 203, I think 202, 203 target, which they achieved with ease. Only lost 2 wickets, got to 205, won it by 8 wickets. So in that second innings, it really was not close. We expected that to be a closely contested, hard-fought test match, and in the end, it turned out not to be, even though the first 3 days brought a lot of intrigue, a lot of drama. Well, the second test started, and it has completed now, so let's talk about that. So England came in with a intent. That intent, ended up costing them a little bit, as one of the openers, Ben Duckett, on the last ball of the first over, got out for a duck. Zach Crawley opened on the attack, faced the first 5 deliveries. Ben Duckett faces the first one, which is the last delivery of the over, and he's gone by a brilliant ball by Stark and caught by Lebishane. So he's gone, right? No big deal. You got Ali Pope coming in. You still have Root, Brooks, Stokes. I mean, England bats deep. They just do. So all was not lost there. But then on the third delivery of the third over for the match, second over by Mr. Stark, bowls him out. On the third delivery Ollie Pope faced, he's bowled out by Stark. Stark telling everyone that what is it? The stories of his career's demise may have been exaggerated. He's still here. He's still going at it. And in this one, he took 6 wickets in 20 overs, economy of 3.75. Just brilliant bowling. But you think, the way I'm describing it, and especially since 9 of the 11 scored 38 or less runs, 4 went out on ducks. Stark was bowling brilliantly, but the heart of a champion. Never discount. What did Rudy Tomjanovich say? Never underestimate the heart of a champion. Joe Root, man, oh man, what a day he had. He had himself a day coming in after Ollie Pope was gone at 2 down. And he ended up facing 206 deliveries, 15 fours and a 6, strike rate of only 67, but scored 138, not out, hung on until the very end. Harry Brook, 31 off of 33. Jofra Archer at the end scored 38 off of 36 with 2 fours and 2 sixes. So they all did what they could, but man, oh man, the heart of a champion. Joe Root comes in at 2 down and hangs out until England is completely bowled out in the 77th over, but they've scored 334 runs, and that's a good start, right? You think that's a good start for both, right? Good start for England, putting up 334, getting a century for their stud, for their star, who the 2 down man, the big name, the big talent, and he absolutely comes through. So you think England is set, right? Not so much. This is Australia we're talking about. Now, what Australia countered with, it was nothing flashy, right? Nothing drastic, but everybody did a little bit. Sorry about that. Jeez. Where did that come from? Apologies. So everybody did a little bit. Travis Head and Jake Weatherald opened as the openers, and Travis Head ended up scoring 33 off of 43 deliveries, strike rate of 76, 3 fours, a 6. Jack Weatherald ended up getting 72 off of 78 before he was trapped a leg before by Archer on a brilliant delivery. But by then he had scored 72 off of 78 with 12 fours and a 6. Labuschagne, 65 off of 78. Steve Smith, 61 off of 85. Cameron Green, 45 off of 57. Alex Carey, 63 off of 69. You see the pattern here. Josh Inglis, 23 off of 25. Michael Nesser was the only one who was kind of on the defensive, scoring 16 off of 41, strike rate of 39. But Mitchell Stark, after his heroics with the arm, with those 6 outs, 6 wickets, he comes back as the 9th man and scores 77. More importantly, takes 141 deliveries with 13 fours, no 6s, strike rate of 54. But scoring 77 from your star bowler at the bottom, when you've already kind of beaten the opposition into submission, that's just the final nail in the coffin, right? So Mitchell Stark scores 77, Scott Boland 21 off of 72, and Brendan Doggett 13 off of 21. All in all, they made England bowl 117.3 overs and 511 runs for them. 511 runs. Bryden Cars did take 4 wickets. Ben Stokes took out 3. Jofra Archer could not break through. I mean, he got 1 wicket of that trap, the big wicket, because Weatherall was going at it, right? But still, he could not do much more. Only that 1 wicket in 25 overs. Economy of 3.48, but couldn't 3 maidens. But in the end, they bowled too many overs and gave up too many runs. Australia with 511 to answer that 334 by England. And that pretty much set the stage. England was behind the 8 ball at that point. They came in, tried to do what they could. Ben Duckett again. It wasn't as bad. It wasn't a duck. It wasn't a golden duck like the first innings, but still coming in as the second opener and scoring only 15 off of 18 before he was bowled out by Boland with no boundaries at all. Zach Crawley, 44 for 59. Ollie Pope, 26 for 32. I mean, Ben Stokes, the captain, tried what he could. With the wickets falling all around him, he hung in to handle 152 deliveries before he nicked one back from Nesser, back to the wicketkeeper, Carey. He did get a half a century off those 152 deliveries, but with only 4 boundaries. I mean, that strike rate was 32.89. He was just trying to hang on, see if somebody could catch a spark, somebody could get going, and nobody mentioned England bats deep. Well, in this one, they batted extremely shallow. Nobody could get anything going. The high scorer ended up being Ben Stokes with those 50, but 152 deliveries, and only 2 others in 40s, Zach Crawley and Will Jacks. All in all, 75 overs, 3.19 run rate, but scoring only 241, leaving Australia a target of 65 for their second innings. And I mean, that was never going to be a challenge, no matter how brilliantly your bowlers bowled, and it went exactly as you would expect. Within 10 overs, Australia ended up getting it, chasing it down. They did lose a couple of wickets. Atkinson took both of those wickets. One of the opener, Travis Head, bowled him out in the 6th over, and then he got a pretty soft nick back to the wicketkeeper from off of Lebuschane's bat after he scored only 3 from 6 deliveries. But didn't matter. Stephen Smith came in as the captain, and along with Jake Weatherald, carried them to an easy victory in that 10th over. On the last delivery of that 10th over, Smith launches a big 6, definitely a message 6, hit it way over deep square, and I mean, it was a clinic. It was not a closely contested match as we had expected. Neither the first one, and definitely not the second one. I would say Australia wins both of these matches by 8 wickets. But I mentioned when I was talking about the first match that it wasn't all that close. Well, compared to this second match, which also won by Australia by 8 wickets, compared to that first match was close. That was close, because this felt like Australia. I'll go back all the way back to that first inning when England scored 334. Even then, look, first it's not a great score. It's a good score, not a great score. But even then, it felt like it was being dominated by Stark and his 6 wickets, not necessarily England and their bats. And that you saw that come to fruition right off the bat. Right off the bat, as Australia started their innings, scoring that 511 runs. So yeah, look, there are still 3 test matches left. Hopefully there are no rainouts. Don't get me started on rainouts. You know how I feel about that. Um, but 3 more matches, 3 more opportunities for England to win, but you can't win 3 matches in one fell swoop, right? You got to do 1 match at a time, 1 innings at a time. And England just needs to get that 3rd test to make this a competitive Ashes, because right now it looks like Australia is ready to run away with it. All right. Well, that is the Ashes, friends. And we're going to have a few words. Let's talk about. Actually, you know what? I wanna talk about that in a little bit. Right now, let me talk to you about Jimmy's Buffet, because that's about to get going. They do a lot of stuff. I mean, it's not just one thing. They're big. The ultimate brunch buffet is about to get going. That goes from 12 to 4 p.m. at Jimmy's off of Independence in West Plano. Enjoy chicken, corn soup, beef brisket, chicken malai boti, chicken tikka boti, Lahori fish fry, nihari, paya, biryani, and much, much more at the ultimate Sunday brunch at Jimmy's Restaurant and Catering. They serve only naturally fed, free-range, hand-cut Zabiha halal meat. They're located at 6300 Independence Parkway, and the phone number is 469-298-3611. All right. With that, do want to remind you of, that's just today, but there's so much more that they do. They have a Tuesday night barbecue special from I think it goes most of the night until they close for $15.99. You can get a beef seekh kebab, malai tikka, aloo tarkari, chole, halwa, puri, paratha, all of that on Tuesday nights. Wednesday nights they have an Irani and Afghani buffet that they just started a few months ago, 3-4 months ago. That's $18.99 with all manner of Iranian and Afghani food on the buffet. Thursday night, my favorite special is their limited, irresistible buffet, where they have, and it's so perfect for these cold nights that we've had since fall kind of ended and winter kind of started the last couple of weeks. So on this limited buffet, they have Rasili chicken pulao, beef nihari, and my favorite, mutton kunna. Man, that warm mutton kunna, shorba going, gravy going on the chicken rice. Oh, I'm craving it right now. I should have gone Thursday night, man. All right, I will see y'all next Thursday. I will go there. I will enjoy it, and I hope that some of you will join me there on Thursday night, the irresistible buffet at Jimmy's. All right, enough about Jimmy's. Let's get back to, we got 6 minutes. Let's swivel the spotlight back over to cricket. We already talked about last time, talked about the Pakistan and what they were able to do in that tri-series. But let's finish this conversation that we've been on the last couple of weeks about the Irish tour of Bangladesh. Okay, so 2 test matches, Bangladesh won them 2-0. Ho hum, you expected it. Nothing surprising at all. Right, Ireland scored 286. Bangladesh comes back with 587, and then Ireland was all done at 254, and Bangladesh won by 47 runs without batting in the second innings. So huge win by Bangladesh, as you expected. The second one, they won big, not as big, but batted first, scored 476, got Ireland all done at 265, and then put up 297 of their own runs and gave the bat back to Ireland. Now, Ireland did not come close, but Ireland showed a little something, right? In the face of virtually insurmountable odds. You know, for the main test playing teams, the top tier teams, it's not an insurmountable lead, right? Coming in um, with basically having a target in the second innings of 506. I think it was 506 or 507. So coming in with that, it's not insurmountable. It's hard. It's tough odds. Don't get me wrong, but it's not insurmountable. But for a team like Ireland against a top level test playing team like Bangladesh, it is insurmountable. But Ireland showed a little something in scoring 291. They still lost by 217 runs, but they didn't give in, right? They didn't just look at that and get discouraged and fall apart. They showed a little something. And in cricket, especially in these types of long series, right, that can matter. And I think that little bit of momentum that Ireland gained, that was helpful, because next came a full week after, I believe, once I guess not a full week, because the match ended on the 22nd. So 5 days later, the first T20I between these two teams started, and Ireland batted first, and Ireland scored 181 at a loss of only 4, and then got Bangladesh all out. Actually, no, they still had 1 wicket in hand, but bowled the full 20 overs, took out 9 of the Bangladeshi wickets, held them to only 142, winning that T20I by 39 runs. Big win for Ireland. Now, in the second one, they still had that momentum carried over, right? They scored 170 this time at a loss of 6. Good score. But Bangladesh was able to, with 2 deliveries to spare, on the 4th delivery of the 20th over, Bangladesh was able to catch them and win by 4 wickets. They also lost the same number of wickets, 6, but they were able to get to the score, winning 174, 170, and that momentum this time carried over. And you know, this third match we're gonna discuss in detail when we get back. Why am I saying that at 10:29? Well, there's a good reason. So a break is about to come up, but I got to tell you real quick about Freeman Toyota. It is December, and the month everyone has been waiting for is here. The perfect time to get into a new Toyota, lease to own and drive smarter. You can save on average of $2,000 per vehicle on sales tax, lower monthly payments, enjoy exclusive incentives, 5 special benefits at the end of your term. Yes, you can get a cash discount and financing as low as 2.99%. Special financing programs are zero down options, first-time buyer programs, college graduate programs, bad credit, no problem. They can help. So don't wait. Call Muhammad Ahmed at Freeman Toyota today at 214-404-4156. That's 214-404-4156. But more importantly, in just a few short minutes, once we go to this break, when we get back from the break, I'm going to have Muhammad Ahmed of Toyota, Freeman Toyota, right here on the airwaves of Radio Azad with me. We're going to talk all about these specials and all the programs that are going on, all the incentives that are going on, and all the Great stuff happening at Freeman Toyota with Mohammed Ahmed right after this break. You're listening to the Sports Spotlight with your host, Rizwan.
आप सुन रहे हैं रेडियो आजाद हम सफर हमजाद रेडियो आजाद